baby, them brows ain't moving. Alright friends, we're back at the vanity again today. We're going to be getting ready together. As you guys can tell, my brows are not touched, and that's with good reason. So although I did make a Sephora purchase and I'm waiting for my package to arrive, I thought it was a good idea to go into my local Sephora, which is within Kohl's, and it's not really my favorite, but it was my favorite that day because I walked in there and they actually had the brow gel I've been on the hunt for. So this is the Rare Beauty Brow Gel, the Brow Harmony Gel Lifting Souffle. So we're going to go ahead and give that a try today together on camera. I've been waiting so long. This thing has been off the shelves for quite some time and I haven't been able to get my hands on it. And I was going to put it in my order, but of course I forgot. So here we are already. It feels super different compared to the other one that I normally use. This clear brow gel, I've said this was my favorite. Let's see if this makes me change my mind. I don't want to waste your guys' time and I don't want to waste my time either. So naturally I would let this like sit before I go in with additional product, aka a brow pencil. And I'm not going to go in with a brow pencil just yet, but in the meantime while that's sitting, let's just continue on. So of course I'm going to prime my skin with none other than the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I'm almost out of this, which makes me think that I probably should have ordered more. What face primers are you guys using, if any, that you're loving or would recommend to me? I don't like anything too crazy. I do have other products like the Freck Beauty one that I haven't touched that one since we reviewed it here together. I think that it just really gives my face nice hydration, but it's not something that I want all the time. So if you guys have any recommendations, definitely let your girl know. For concealer, I want to use my Haus Labs concealer in 31 medium neutral. This is again very close to my skin tone. I'm really looking to do something minimal, not do too much, and definitely don't want like a full-blown face of makeup, if that makes sense. I don't know, we'll see. So kind of like a concealer routine, if you will. So I'm going to just apply this where I naturally would, and I think I'm just going to take a little extra under the eye area, so that way I have product to just like move around where I need it, if that makes sense. Just because we're not going to go in with literally no foundation, no skin tint, nothing like that. So naturally I wouldn't put this much, but again, it's our only like product of, I don't know, I was going to say color, but the only thing we're really using to just like hide imperfections. So I want to let the concealer sit for a little bit, and while I do that, I'm going to jump into cream contour bronzer, if you will. More contour than anything. I did pick up another Haus Labs concealer because I absolutely love the formula of this. It's by far one of my favorites when it comes to concealers, and definitely gives more like natural, if that makes sense. So I got the shade 42 medium neutral in the concealer for contour, I guess, and I'm just going to apply this around the perimeter and jawline right here. I didn't want too deep of a shade because sometimes I feel like I pick like really deep shades and it's not that necessary. This is definitely not as deep of a shade as the NARS. This one is a lot deeper, you know. This one gives more bronze vibes than contour in my opinion, but I like it. Sometimes I like a lighter shade, you know, it doesn't always have to be like super dark. It's giving very natural contours to the face. Now I'm gonna take my little puff and I'm gonna start pressing in the concealer and just blending this out. Again, it's very close in tone to my skin tone, so it's not gonna take too much effort to just like blend this out and make it look good, if that makes sense. And it helps to just make everything that much more like natural, quotation marks, because obviously Nothing about makeup is natural. I do want to use the Kosas powder that we used prior in a different Get Ready With Me. If you didn't see that first impressions, then I'll have it linked down below. But we're going to use this. This again is the Cloud Set pressed powder, and it's in pillowy. Looks like this. I did get the mini, so there is a bigger size of this if it's something you actually really love. Now, one thing I have to kind of update you guys on that I noticed after using it twice is that I feel like it emphasized my pores right in here, which I don't love. I really prefer a powder that's going to blur that, and for whatever reason, at least on camera, because looking at it in the mirror, it looks like I blurred that. But looking back, you know, when I was editing my videos and stuff, and prior to posting them, something's in my eyelash. I noticed that being very, very emphasized, which I don't love, obviously. So I am going to go in with a secondary powder this time, hoping that does the trick. But in person, it didn't seem that way. So I was taken back by that and kind of confused why that was happening. So one thing about this puff, I just got it from TJ Maxx in like a little pack. And baby, one thing's for sure, it's like peeling, and I don't like that. Okay, so I'm gonna use more powder. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty powder in Cherry Blossom, which I absolutely love. I haven't used pink powder in a long time, but I want to do like pink blush, so we're gonna use pink powder. Now, before we actually put that powder on, maybe I should apply my blush. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Happy, and I'm going to put this on the cheeks. Very close to like the under eye area, and blend that out. So that way we're kind of applying all of our cream products at the same time, if that makes sense. I really should have done this before I set with the Kosas powder, but the good thing about this Rare Beauty liquid blush, it does layer very nicely on top of powder, so it's not, you know, terrible that I used it before, or I should say after using the Kosas powder. Although I am not loving this puff at the moment because it keeps freaking shedding, and I don't like that, but I am gonna just continue to use it. And I'm going to use some of the powder. This is the, again, Cherry Blossom powder that I'm using. And I'm going to just press this underneath. I'm not going to worry about like blending it in per se right now. I just want to get it pressed onto the skin. Let's get into our brows really quickly because I don't naturally wait this long to do my eyebrows. But first of all, can we talk about the gel? I see now why it's been so hard for me to get my hands on it. So I also got a, see, they're stuck like Chuck. Like, baby, them brows ain't moving. I got a new brow pencil from Colourpop just because it's really, really thin. This is just for me to use in the meantime, in between time, because truth be told, I don't think I'm loving this brow pencil from Benefit anymore. It's just not doing it for me, and every time I try to do my brows with it, I end up hating my brows. So yeah, let me just go ahead and fill these in. I know that like fluffy brows like mine right now is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's something that I personally like. I'm no longer into like that real thin brow. I do like a perfected brow every now and then, but I also don't mind a feathered brow. So let's go ahead and wipe off the excess of the powder on our face. And we're gonna add a little bronzer to our skin. I think I'm gonna keep it really simple and just use my Haus Labs bronzer. I really do enjoy this one. So I have the shade Deep Level 9, which is a deeper shade, which is fine because I feel like we can really add some depth with this makeup. Not too much, but you know, enough to where it just like all comes together seamlessly. So this isn't like no makeup because obviously I have makeup on, but it's a lot more natural and lightweight compared to what I naturally do. And we didn't use any foundation, so just gonna brush a light amount on the cheekbones and the temple. Now the only thing that we didn't do that I would have done already is carve the brows. Now we can do a little bit underneath the brows, but I don't see a need to do too much, especially because we don't have on any eyeshadow or anything like that. I could just leave it as it is, but I'm me and I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm just gonna use a small amount of concealer. So this is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I am going to try to do as thin of a line to just kind of clean this up, just for like a cleaner brow. But it really, in my opinion, was not that deep. It's not that necessary. I do want to melt everything into this skin with a little bit of setting spray. I'm going to use this item One Hit Prime, Set, and Refresh Dewy Finish Face Mist, just to bring our face back to life and just melt everything in. This is a nice like primer as well. As it states, it's multifunctional, but it's really nice as a primer. I just haven't used it as a primer in a very, very long time. You guys may be happy to know that I did actually pick up a new lip product, although you may not be happy because it ain't nothing but a gloss. So this is the Bobbi Brown Extra Plump Lip Serum in Bare Pink. I came across it in Ulta. I saw it, swatched it, loved the way that it felt, so I was like, I definitely need to try this. So this is what she looks like. Super cute, super pink. Love it. Love, love, love. And let's just see if we love the way she applies. So I'm going to put a small amount on. Okay, I think today's makeup is perfect for today, considering I'm not doing too much. It's just very lightweight, breathable. I don't feel like we used too many products. Majority of the products that we did use were cream-based, which I am all here for. And most importantly, we did not use any foundation or skin tint. So I do love the way everything turned out. As far as like the newer products that I picked up, the Haus Labs concealers, well, this one I obviously had already, but this one that I got for like a contour bronzer, I do feel it's more on the bronzing side than contour side, just because I picked a lighter shade than I naturally would have. I'm not mad about that at all. It worked perfectly for this no foundation kind of makeup look, nothing too deep or dark where it just doesn't look right, you know what I mean? So I think it was perfect. I love, love, love wearing these two together if I wanted more of like a natural, no makeup kind of look. But I feel like the star of today's show is this right here. It makes so much sense why I could not get my hands on it for the longest. The Rare Beauty Flexible Lifting Gel is lifting the brows. Like, my brows are stuck, they're in place, they're not moving, they're not budging, and I love the feathered look. So if you're not into like the feathered brow, I'm sure you can still use this product to keep your brow hairs in place. Just don't brush them upwards or they're gonna stay that way. But I love this. All right, you guys, I don't have anything else to say other than I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see each and every one of you right back here on the next video or vlog, whichever one comes first.